Welcome to the channel dedicated to the Minnesota Vikings, where you get everything you need about one of the most passionate teams in the NFL. Here, the voice that matters is the voice of the fans, so I want to hear from you. What is your opinion about the current moment of the Vikings? What are your expectations for the next game? Who is performing well, and who needs to improve? Leave your thoughts below in the comments so we can build our purple and gold community together. And if you are a true Vikings fan and want to keep receiving videos, analysis, and news in real time, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other fans to help grow our Skol family. Here, the Skol Nation has a voice, and it truly makes a difference. Vikings at Packers. Predictions, picks, and odds for the NFL Week 12 showdown. The Week 12 matchup between the Minnesota Vikings, 4-6, and the Green Bay Packers, 6-3, arrives at a crucial moment of the season, carrying not only playoff implications but also the weight of one of the most storied rivalries in the NFC North. The game will unfold at the iconic Lambeau Field this Sunday, November 23rd, under conditions that promise drama, intensity, and the kind of atmosphere that only late-season football in Wisconsin can generate. The USA Today Sports Panel has released its full slate of predictions, and with both teams pushing for momentum, every angle of this clash seems to matter more than ever. The current betting line favors Green Bay at -6.5, a reflection of its stronger record and steadier performances throughout the season. Yet odds alone hardly tell the full story, especially considering the unpredictable trajectory of both franchises in recent weeks. Minnesota, battling inconsistency and trying to claw its way back into contention, enters this matchup with a sense of urgency that could transform its approach. Green Bay, meanwhile, sits in a delicate balance between confidence and caution, aware that slip-ups at this point could reshape the playoff picture. John Hoefling stands among the analysts siding with Minnesota, believing the Vikings at +6.5 offer real value. He underscores the historical reality that these rivalry games rarely unfold in a predictable manner. Minnesota, even when outmatched on paper, tends to bring a level of physicality and determination that disrupts Green Bay's rhythm. Hoefling notes that the Packers have fluctuated in performance throughout the season, making the spread less comfortable than it appears at first glance. Jordan Mendoza, however, expects a different outcome and backs the Packers to cover the -6.5 spread. He points out that Green Bay narrowly avoided trouble with some injury scares against the Giants, but ultimately emerged stable, strengthened, and mentally prepared for a high-stakes divisional meeting. According to him, the Packers' defense should hold a major advantage, particularly against rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who is still struggling to adjust to the complexity and pressure of NFL defenses. Lorenzo Reyes presents a more statistical approach, again siding with Minnesota. He stresses that despite their strong record, the Packers have been consistently disappointing against the spread, holding a 3-7 mark overall. He credits Minnesota's defense for keeping them competitive, and argues that Green Bay's recent difficulties in scoring points could keep this game much tighter than many anticipate. Reyes believes the Packers may walk away with a victory, but likely not by a touchdown, making the spread an enticing opportunity for Vikings backers. Tyler Dragon joins the group predicting a Packers win by more than a touchdown. For him, the glaring inconsistency of J.J. McCarthy has placed Minnesota in a precarious position week after week. He views Green Bay as the more complete team on both sides of the ball, with a defensive front capable of turning McCarthy's learning curve into a long and painful afternoon. Blake Schuster echoes Dragon's viewpoint, emphasizing that Green Bay is overdue for a clean, confident performance to restore its early season momentum. In his evaluation, McCarthy simply hasn't proven that he can withstand the intense environment of an outdoor November game at Lambeau Field, especially against a defense hungry to dictate the tempo. Schuster believes this is precisely the type of matchup where the Packers' offense can recalibrate and reclaim the balance that has escaped them at times. Christopher Bumbacca rounds out the panel with another prediction favoring the Packers at -6.5. He highlights the potential impact of elite defensive pressure, suggesting that if Green Bay's pass rushers manage to collapse the pocket consistently, the game could swing quickly into blowout territory. Bumbacca argues that the Packers don't need perfection, just enough offensive rhythm to complement a disruptive defense, to control the flow from start to finish. Beyond predictions, the injury reports play a crucial role in analyzing what might unfold. Green Bay, after navigating several tense weeks, enters this contest healthier than expected, particularly in key positions on defense. Minnesota, on the other hand, continues dealing with internal instability, especially on offense, where timing, communication, and confidence have not aligned for most of the season. McCarthy's struggles only amplify these concerns, as the rookie quarterback faces one of the toughest road environments in football. The psychological dimension adds further intrigue. The Vikings are cornered by circumstance. Any additional losses could severely damage their postseason hopes, pushing this matchup into must-win territory even before December arrives. The Packers, carrying momentum and the advantage of playing at home, seek a victory that would reinforce their standing at the top of the division while also sending a message to their NFC rivals. Weather is always a key factor at Lambeau Field in late November. Cold winds, unpredictable gusts, and frigid temperatures can alter passing strategies, ball security, and even special teams execution. Minnesota will attempt to counter this by leaning on a controlled offensive approach, short passes, designed runs, and quick reads, to minimize the exposure of their young quarterback. Limiting turnovers will be essential for the Vikings to stay within reach. Green Bay is expected to rely on its offensive line to establish rhythm early, creating opportunities for both the ground game and structured passing plays. If they manage to control possession time and avoid unnecessary risks, the Packers could methodically wear down Minnesota's defense. The matchup between the Packers' offensive front and the Vikings' pass rush might ultimately shape the tone of the game. The most scrutinized component of the matchup is the duel between McCarthy and the Packers' defensive personnel. Each hit, each pressured throw, and each miscommunication could snowball into critical momentum swings. Green Bay knows this and will likely design a game plan that suffocates the rookie's timing, forcing rush decisions and reducing the Vikings' big play potential. Still, Minnesota's resilience should not be underestimated. If the Vikings' defense can keep the scoreboard close and generate takeaways, the underdog scenario becomes far more plausible. An early touchdown or a key turnover could change the emotional landscape entirely, especially if McCarthy finds confidence in rhythm-based drives. On the opposite end, if the Packers manage to impose their will early, especially by scoring quickly or repeatedly forcing three-and-out drives, the atmosphere inside Lambeau could become suffocating. The combination of crowd intensity, weather, and defensive pressure has derailed many young quarterbacks before, and Green Bay hopes to add McCarthy to that list. With so many twists in play, rivalry history, divisional stakes, rookie unpredictability, defensive strength, and the unforgiving November conditions, this Week 12 showdown feels poised to deliver one of the most dramatic matchups of the weekend. Whether it turns into a tight defensive battle or a decisive statement from Green Bay, every moment promises significance as the season enters its defining stretch.